What's up guys, welcome to this review of my Wilderness Systems Atak 120. There's some things I really like about this kayak. There's some things I'm not crazy about. Overall, I'm very happy with it. There's more positives than negatives. And let's jump right in. And I will start with the positive. What I like about it. It is extremely stable and I can stand up, I can move around. It's got a pontoon design, meaning on either side, the bottom of it goes like this, as opposed to a traditional boat would be a V. The stability is incredible. It's 36 inches wide, 12 feet long, about 80-ish pounds, give or take a little bit. It might be closer to 90 actually. There's some things I like and dislike about everything. I really like the seat. I love that it stays dry. The Air Pro Max is what it's called. The holes in it and the way it's designed, it does not stay wet. That can be a big problem when you're spending long periods of time on the water, like I often do on the river. Seat gets wet, clammy, uncomfortable, itchy. It dries almost instantly once it gets wet. Stability is a huge positive. I can stand up in this thing. I don't ever feel like I'm at risk of flipping, move around, put a lot of stuff in it. I just like the overall look and performance of it. It's extremely durable. It's got a removable keel. Some of the things I'm not crazy about on this, I'll kind of pick it apart a little bit. I don't love these tracks here. They're just not great as far as they're okay, but they're just kind of flimsy on the foot pedals. Bonafide has a much better design on this with some metal ones I've seen. This is just kind of a cheesy plastic. Just if you step on this accident or drop something on it, it's just subject to break, in my opinion. This is cool. I put stuff in here and use it a lot, but it's not really watertight, and once again, just kind of rinky-dink plastic latches. I mean, it works. I've had it for 2 years, put hundreds of miles on it, camped out of it, so it hasn't broken, so it's not that bad. At first, one of the big reasons I bought this specific kayak was this opening front hatch here. I do like it. It's nice, but I don't like that it doesn't go into the hole. It really doesn't offer very much storage. It's not actually dry. And I thought I would find myself getting in here while I was actually on the water in the kayak. Like I could use it for like usable storage while floating or while underway. And I just don't really, that's just not the case. I don't find myself getting up using this, like keeping tackle in here that I want to use, or I'll put tackle in here, but it's a big ordeal to get in here from your kayak. This, not so much. This is where I keep, anything I'm going to use is going to be from here to here. I'm not going to use anything up here on a regular basis. This is going to be more of like a long-term, get in there once or on a full day. Something I do like is I like how they've put these, I like these buckles that are in here hard all the time, because if I want to put something and strap it down, I have a place I can mount two NRS straps, buckle something down. That's very important to me. I like that. I like the front handle. A big reason I bought this, going back to the positives, was I loved this back area, how much room was back here, and then I could fit like a full-size Yeti cooler back here, like a huge cooler. And that is great. But it's not a reason like I would go back and buy it, really. It doesn't matter as much to me. If you put a huge Yeti in here, it's so heavy. I don't really find myself using the Yeti anymore back there. I would use something smaller, a soft cooler, like a 20-quart cooler, something smaller and lighter weight, for like camping or even day floats. Sometimes for partying, taking a bunch of people want to bring some beer and like sandwiches, I will bring the big one, but it's so heavy back there. If you're in any kind of moving water, hitting a lot of shoals, it's just a nightmare to have. So that square hole was a big deal to me when I bought it, not so much a big deal anymore. I wish this kayak had like a better through hole storage system. Some people have modified and cut in there. I don't want to do that. But overall, the stability, the ability to walk around in this, I like the low design. The floating of it, the on-water performance, I think is unbeatable. It's just, once you're on the water, it's tough to beat the paddling, the stability, the low profile of this kayak. The negatives on it, mainly out of the water, is it's so heavy. It's heavy to drag. It takes on water, which is a problem. Like if you leave it sitting outside, which I often do, there's a drain plug over here, and I don't like how it's on the side. I understand why they did it, so it's easier to hold up and drain water out if it gets in here, but I'd rather this be somewhere else, just a little bit better design. Because these hatches, I believe, one here, one underneath the seat here, take on water. I like the 3-position aspect. I like the 3-position aspect of the seat. I like the high position. I like the low position. I like the reclining position. I like how you can recline, decline. This bar on this seat is too high up. It needs to be like a lot of the other kayaks are adopting and brought back, because you will lean into that bar. That's not so fun. Same thing probably should take place on the bottom here. It should be more of a rounded design. Would make it a lot more comfortable. I love the removability of the seat. I like the dryness of the seat, which are the breathability of the seat, which I mentioned. I don't love this because it's a hassle to get the seat in and out. There's another kayak my friend has, I believe it's the Jackson, and so the mounting of the seat, you have this option to adjust it forward and backwards. That's a big plus to me. Sometimes I'm heavy back here, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I need to be further forward and backwards. But I wish there was like a thing you just set the seat in, and then you could move that. So, because usually I put it in the same position, but if I want to adjust it, I want to be able to, but I just want to be able to pull the seat in and out. It just sit in there and just quick clip in, not all this screwing down and adjusting. I don't like that. But overall, I wouldn't discourage anyone from getting this kayak. If you found a good deal, found one used, even new, this is still a big competitor in the market, in my opinion. This, like I said, the stability is unmatched. I like the removable keel, incredibly durable overall, with the exception of the couple things I mentioned that I don't necessarily like. I prefer more open floor plan. But overall, it's a good setup, and I've been very pleased with it, and it's an incredible kayak. I've camped out of it, put hundreds of miles on it. Wouldn't discourage anybody from getting it. I would encourage everybody to look at all their options if you are buying a kayak at this price point. There's a lot of really good options out there on the market. I'm also going to do a review of my girlfriend's kayak, which I've also spent a lot of time in naturally. It is a native Manta Ray 12, XT12, outstanding kayak. But I hope you enjoyed this review, found it helpful. I've got videos of me camping, all kinds of videos of me floating and on all kinds of different water, catching fish, camping, all that type of thing on this kayak. So hope you found this helpful, and maybe you can subscribe to the channel if you want. Take it easy.